All right, so this is going to be our last video, and the last thing that we kind of learn before Christmas break. So now we talked about conservation of momentum. We talked about inelastic collisions. Now we're going to talk about elastic collisions. In an elastic collision, we have both momentum and kinetic energy are conserved. With that, what that means is that we're going to have things like bouncing off of each other, essentially. That's what an elastic collision is, right? And when you think about elastic, it's stretching, it's bending. So these things bounce off each other, and that's an elastic collision. So a really great example of an elastic collision is Newton's cradle, right? Where you have all of the little balls in a line and you pull one up and you drop it, and that energy and the momentum goes through. And then at the end, you have one that swings up and then they keep swinging on either end. That's a really great example of an elastic collision because the kinetic energy of the one swinging is conserved and is transferred to the one on the end and it swings back out. So, when we're talking about elastic collision, we have to remember that our initial is the same as our final momentum. Again, you might have things that the momentum of the object itself changes, but within our system, the total momentum does not change. And the same thing with our kinetic energy. So the sum of all of my kinetic energies initial is equal to the sum of all of my kinetic energies final. Again, things might bounce off of each other and maybe one was moving fast and now it's moving slow, but then that would mean the opposite for the other object. Okay, we always have the total kinetic energy staying the same. So it looks like the book only really gives us one problem on this, so we're going to work through this problem together. You're going to make sure that you finish your conservation of momentum packet, and then you can maybe start working on the study guide early if you would like. I do know it's Friday, right? Hopefully, with the way that I've scheduled things out, and if you're on track, it should be Friday. So maybe you just want to take the rest of the day to veg. But we will have an exam next week on Wednesday when I get back. No, is today Monday? Today is Monday, isn't it? So you may want to start working on your study guide. Anyway, I digress. So here is our example. At an amusement park, a 96.0 kilogram bumper car moving with a speed of 1.24 meters per second bounces elastically off a 135 kilogram bumper car that is initially at rest. Find the final velocities of the two cars. You may notice at this point that I have oversimplified back when we did the football player problem from your packet. I oversimplified there. It might be a good idea to go practice this concept on that and see what your new answer is when you think about a totally elastic collision. So first thing we have to do is figure out, well, what is our momentum before the crash, right? So we have bumper car 1, we have bumper car 2. And we crash. And then we have bumper car 1 and bumper car 2, right? That have bounced off each other. They're not stuck together. So my car 1 is 96.0 kilograms, and it's moving at 1.24 meters per second. My second car is 135 kilograms, and it is 0 meters per second, right? It's initially at rest. And so this car is going to bump into it. And then after they bump, they're going to be going in opposite directions, right? That's what my brain is telling me intuitively is going to happen. So my momentum initial before is going to be the total of all of my momentums. So it's going to be mass times velocity for the first car, which is 96 times 1.24, which is 119.04 kilogram meters per second. And my second car, its momentum is 0 because it's not moving. So I'm not even going to bother putting the plus 0 there. It's just, so my total momentum is 119.04 meters per second for the whole system. The other thing is that my total kinetic energy stays the same, right? So I have to find my total kinetic energy for the system as well. Again, my second car, not moving, not going to have any kinetic energy at all. So I only have to calculate my kinetic energy for the first car, which is 1/2 times its mass times its velocity squared. So in my calculator, I have 0.5 times 96 times 1.24 times 1.24, which gives me 73.8 joules. So now it's asking find the final velocities of the two cars. Okay. So now what we're going to have to do is figure out, based on conservation of momentum and the fact that our kinetic energy is conserved, what the final velocities are of those two cars. So the final speed for car 1 is going to be, oh, sorry, I missed an equation that helps us with energy conservation with our elastic collision. So if we have an elastic collision, then and if one of the objects is not moving, then the following would be true. So the velocity of object 1, which is moving, final, is going to be equal to mass 1 minus mass 2 divided by mass 1 plus mass 2 times velocity. And that would be the initial velocity of object 1, I believe. And then the velocity of object 2 final is going to be 2 times mass 1 divided by mass 1 plus mass 2 times velocity. That comes from rearranging different equations using our 1/2 mv squared. And again, this v is our initial velocity of the one moving object. With this, we're assuming that object 1 has some sort of velocity initial. Object 2 is not moving or starts at rest. Those are the assumptions we have to use for this equation. So our velocity 1 final is equal to mass 1 minus mass 2, which would be 96 minus 135, which is negative 31 or negative 39, divided by mass 1 plus mass 2, which is going to be 135 plus 96, which is 231, times the initial velocity of object 1, which is 1.24 meters per second. my velocity to final, or my final velocity for the second bumper car, is going to be equal to 2 times mass 1, which would be 2 times 96, which is 192, divided by the two masses added together, which we already said was 231, times my initial velocity, which is 1.24. So now I can do my math of -39 divided by 231 times 1.24. And I'm going to have a velocity 1 final of -2.1, or sorry, -0.21. And a velocity 2 final of 192 divided by 231 times 1.24, 1.03 meters per second, meters per second. So these would be our final velocities of the two carts. You can see here that this -0.21 would indicate that indeed, like we thought, cart 1 hits and then bounces back, so its final velocity is to the left, and cart 2 gets pushed to the right. So that's a quick example on elastic collision. Know that these equations would be the ones that you would use in an elastic collision problem. Usually when you have elastic collisions, a lot of times at this point, you're going to have objects where one is moving, one is at rest, and then they bounce off of each other. When you get into higher levels of physics, both objects will start moving, and then you will have to solve those problems.